If you have some doubt, you can ask. And let's go. Okay, so if you receive an invitation, please accept. Okay, so let's start. Who wants to introduce yourself first?
I can. My name is Isabella. I'm 30 years old, and I live in Vitória, Espírito Santo. And I'm here to practice my conversation skills.
Well, secondly, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Wallace. I'm 21 years old. I'm from São José dos Campos, but I live in Campinas. Actually, in these days, I'm a chemistry student, and that's the second time that I attend in TNT. I love the first time, so that's why I came again. And well, it's been an excellent experience. So I hope you enjoy much more this second time.
What about you, Márcio?
Good morning. Eu acho que eu entrei na sala errada, né? Porque eu sou básico, não sei. E não sei muita coisa de inglês.
Mas você veio para participar da conversação, certo?
Isso.
Então, pode tentar responder as perguntas. Aqui tem pessoas de todos os níveis possíveis, se você imaginar. Então, pode ir fazendo aí com calma, pode participar do seu jeito. Se quiser se apresentar em português ou se quiser se apresentar em inglês.
Vou tentar em inglês, né? Good morning. My name is Márcio Ribeiro. 37 years old. Mas live in Pernambuco. Só. 6.
Ok.
Por enquanto.
Natalie, what about you?
Hello, I'm Natalie. I live in São Bernardo do Campo. I work with foreign trader, so I'm an international buyer. And my first time using TNT to know more about it. I like the proposal. I don't know how can I say proposal.
Propose.
For this website. So that.
Okay, and Naylor. I don't know if I say right your name. Can you introduce yourself, Naylor? Could you hear me? I think not, but Larissa, can you introduce yourself? Good morning.
Good morning. I am Larissa. I speak English. My level is basic. I live in Niterói, Rio de Janeiro. And I am an accountant. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
I am shy, similar.
Yeah, so the first question is, do you consider yourself introvert or extrovert, and why? I will start. I consider myself introvert, and it's because I prefer to stay alone, you know, sometimes, because sometimes I want company, I want someone with me. And what about you, Marcio?
Excuse me?
Could you answer the second question? Do you consider yourself introvert or extrovert?
Dá para repetir novamente, por favor?
Do you
Repeat,
consider yourself introvert or extrovert?
Intro.
Okay, so choose someone to answer.
What?
Choose someone to answer the question too. Do you understand?
Isso aí eu não sei, não.
Okay, so Wallace.
Well, definitely, I'm a mix. I'm not a mix, but I'm an extrovert, person, and well, the outgoing kind. And well, I don't like much talking like with strangers, but once I started knowing someone, like chatting with someone, well, the train goes away, the shyness goes away, and well, nothing stops me to talk, and sometimes talk too much.
So choose someone.
Let me see, Larissa.
Or is é para eu falar? Okay. I am introvert. I like speak, but I am shy, but I am communicative. I know. Yes, I consider introvert.
And what about you, Natalie?
I consider myself more introvert than extrovert because I like to working alone. At this moment, I'm looking for a job to working at home because I don't want to go to the office. So, but I can communicate myself and with others, it's not a problem, but I see myself more introvert.
Okay, and you, Isabella? Are you introvert or extrovert? Okay.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
I consider myself introvert because I like being alone. I need a time to be alone every day in my life. And also I'm a shy person, but I don't like being shy. I don't like being shy, but I am so, and also I'm introvert.
Okay,
Do you
so
think
then
to be introvert is a problem?
So do you think to be introvert is a problem, and why? I don't
Because
think it's a problem. Do you
yeah,
think it's a problem?
it depends on maybe what you
Do you think to
like.
be introvert
Sometimes
is a problem?
Go ahead, Isabella.
can you repeat, please? Sorry, my internet is really bad now.
The question is, do you think to be introvert is a problem, and why?
No, introvert not a problem. Being shy maybe is a problem, but introvert no.
I think can be a problem if you don't know how to deal with it. Like if you just want to be alone and don't want to talk with other people, so you don't know how to deal with others. So I think this could be a problem. What about you, Wallace?
Yes, I don't think it's a problem, but I think being shy and being an introvert person might make the things happen quite slowly, because you won't make easy network. You won't know many people that might help you in the future. And well, it's not a problem, but it is something that we should manage. Like if you are an introvert person, you have all the rights of being.
Is a problem.
You do have all the rights of being an introvert person, but not every time and not always. You must manage and you should manage that situation.
Yeah, so choose someone to answer.
Marcio, I think you're trying to speak with us. Márcio, você responde agora.
Hi. É o terceiro, não é isso?
Yeah.
No. Se é um problema ou não, né? Não. Problema nenhum.
Okay. And what about you, Natalie?
I don't think so. I think introvert persons has ability that extrovert persons don't have. So it's why I don't know if it is a problem because I can communicate with others, but with my way. So it's not like an extrovert person, but the communication will happen, and so it's not a problem.
What do you think, Larissa?
I think it is a problem because I think it is difficultly the communication. I don't know because I have difficulty in I don't know speak. I have difficulty to speak. I don't know other people and independent in English or in Portuguese or other idiom. Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is there any difference between to be shy and to be introvert? I think maybe yes, because if you are shy, it doesn't mean that you are introvert. But I think can have something related because I'm introvert and I'm shy too. So it's difficult. What do you think, Wallace?
Yeah, I think these words are synonyms, but well, if I should say that there is a difference, I think I wouldn't be able. But well, let's suppose that there is some difference between them. And well, I would say that an introvert person can talk easier than a shy person. Like if you're shy, you might feel uncomfortable talking with people. But if you're an introvert, you also feel uncomfortable, but you can do that easier than a shy person.
So choose someone.
Isabella?
For me, it's different because you can be shy, but you can also at the same time like being with other people. So I think it's different for me.
What about you, Márcio?
Eu posso só ouvir vocês falando?
Okay.
Thank you.
So, Natalie, could you answer?
A hard question because the most of people introvert is shy, so it's like almost the same, but it's not. But has many difference. Like I'm an introvert person. Like me, I'm an introvert person, but I'm not shy. I can be on my place and see other things that extrovert persons don't see, but I'm not shy. I can talk what I'm feeling, express myself in the presence of other persons, but I really don't know how can I answer this question because I think you understand what I'm saying because the most people introverts I knew is shy, but there is introvert persons that is not shy.
Yeah, and what do you think, Larissa?
Yes, there is a question difficult, but for me, both are similar, because it is more common for a person introvert is to achar. I don't know se eu fiz, não sei se eu fiz a construção certa. Yes, for me, a person introvert to be can say achar.
Okay. So, what are the skills of an introvert and extrovert person? So, as an introvert person, I could say that we see more what is happening around us. Like, we can see if someone is not feeling good, and this person don't need to talk with us. We just can feel this. And extrovert person, I think, have more skills, but it's okay. What do you think, Natalie?
I totally agree with you. I can see what is happening more easy than extrovert person because extrovert persons like talking and and express and don't see. So the inner view we have by ourselves, by myself in the case, is more stronger. So I feel like I know myself more. If I was an extrovert person, I think I was not knew myself so much like I am. But an extrovert person can solve problems in negotiations. So they are very, very good. The best buyers and sellers, men and women, what are extroverts. So introvert can working in areas that doesn't need talk with other person, but must focus in something to do, and they can. So it's a good skill. I like it to have it in myself, to see this in myself.
What about you, Larissa?
I think people introverts have skills of independence, because yes, people introverts are independent because not speak other people. So they do alone. They do think alone. Fazem as coisas sozinhos. Não sei. And so it's more independent. Yeah, they are independent. And Isabel speak or talk. Introverts are more people. Introverts are more focused, and people extroverts talk, and eu só não consigo falar, gente, calma.
You can ask.
Oi?
What do you want to say?
Ok. Eu quero falar que eles conseguem ter mais network, conseguem ter mais gente para caminhos diferentes, conseguem ter mais contatos, algo assim.
They could have more relationship.
Yeah, yes. Oh, existe. Eu não consigo falar. Ok.
Okay, so what about you, Isabella? Isabella, could you hear us? I think not. So, Wallace.
Well,
Okay.
actually, go ahead, Isabella. You there?
I think not. So you can answer.
Okay. Well, actually, I have to disagree with you, Yasmin and Natalie. I don't think I said your name rightly, Natalie. But well, I think both are able to read the room, see what's happening, what the people are feeling. And the difference, I mean, the skills that they have is more related about being able to communicate and express themselves. And another skill is more related to long-term relationships. Extrovert people will have just that warm and short relation, like just at the very moment. And introvert people will raise more, how do I say that? More solid relations. And that's the difference and the skills they have, being able to communicate and express themselves and cultivate and raise long-term relationships.
Yeah, you totally changed my mind. So the next question is, what do you consider your superpower? Like, I really consider my superpower what I said about see what is happening around me. And what about you, Larissa?
Yes, I am considering same with you, but my superpower. Yes, I agree with Wallace. My superpower maybe have friends or yeah, I have friends solid. Yes. Yeah, I'm por aí. Eu não sei falar, gente. Tô tentando ainda.
Okay, we understand what you are saying. So choose someone.
Para eu falar para outra pessoa, né? What about you, Natalie?
I agree with you, Yasmin. I can see more easy, more clear what is happening. I have more empathy with another people.
And you, Wallace?
Well, I think my superpower is feel happy by making someone feeling good. Like extract some simple pleasure from just helping someone and make that person feel that people, no, that person, oh God, that person feel good, like enjoy themselves, and I will also enjoy myself because I did something good for the person.
And what about you, Isabella? Could you answer?
I think my superpower is being my best friend, because extrovert people, they not always, but many times they can't handle with loneliness. And I think it's a sad thing, because everyone should be able to like go into the movie alone and feeling good with that. So I think that's my superpower.
Okay, so do you agree that to be extrovert is the same thing as to be sympathetic? And I don't agree with it because I'm introvert and some people say that I'm sympathetic too, but I don't agree with this. And that's it. What about you, Wallace? What do you think?
Well, actually, I agree. If you're extrovert person, you are also sympathetic. but there are different levels of being sympathetic, because you can fake you are being sympathetic just because you want to talk with them with someone, and being truly sympathetic, like be a listener for the person. And okay, you are an extrovert person, but you should also be able to listen to, not just talk and talk a lot, being talkative all the time.
So choose someone.
Larissa.
I disagree too, because I am introvert, and people speak or stay, I don't know, talk to me. I am sympathetic. Yeah, I consider sympathetic. So I agree with Wallace, because it's level of sympathetic, and I consider it too more easy talk. I consider easy person extroverted. Eu tento falar um pouco para ir treinando, mas eu me enrolo. Yes, I disagree.
Okay. And what about you, Isabella? I think she is not hearing. So Natalie, could you answer?
I think it's not the same, because I have been knowing so many extrovert that have a rude personality, so it's not the same. Absolutely, it's not the same. Sometimes an introvert person can be sympathetic, and sometimes an extrovert person can be rude, so it's different.
Yeah, and sometimes people, I think, it's confusing about to be sympathetic because you really are, and being sympathetic because you want to win something, you know?
Yes, this is not a good, how can I say, as action, but I don't know if this is not a good action, because can sound like false, fake. It's not true.
I think the worst is when you are just being sympathetic and the person confuses it with flirting. I guess that's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, so the next question is, when you need to speak in public, what comes to your mind? How do you feel? I will start. Like, in months ago, I felt very, very bad when I need to speak in public, because I didn't want to make this, but as a teacher, I need to do this. And now the things that comes to my mind is, oh, I'm confident, I can do it, you are amazing. And people are here to listen to what do you need to say and things like this. So what about you, Wallace?
Well, actually, I do love talking in public. Public speaking, I think is awesome, but it doesn't mean that I don't feel anxious before talking in public. But I think being anxious makes me feel much happier and much more speaking in public. And what comes to my mind is that I imagine myself from the audience. Like, what would I be seeing if I was there? If I were in the audience, like looking at me, what would I see? Like, I imagine this, and well, it's not a good image, but how do you see that? Let me see. It's a positive image that I make from myself when speaking in public, and it's a good thing. And I'd like to. It doesn't mean that I practice a lot, because I have just a few opportunities. But when I have, I do enjoy that.
So what about you, Isabella?
I don't like very much when I have to talk in public. First, I feel like I want to die, but when it ends, I feel better. But I don't like to when I have to do that.
And you, Larissa?
Well, I hate speaking in public. I have a very, very anxious, and I hate places of very people. I'm feeling nervous. Yeah, and I have a problem with public. Yes, I don't feeling good.
Okay, and what about you, Natalie?
I don't have problems to speak in public. Am I a fake introvert? I don't know. I will search a test, a personality test, so to know more if I really an introvert person. But I don't like to expose myself. But if I must talk, I will talk. It's not a problem for me, but I feel better talking, but I don't like to expose myself. This is a fact.
Yeah, and the next question is really about this. So how do you prefer to communicate with others? So I think I could be a fake introvert too, because I really love to talk. But with people that I know that I can talk a lot, that can listen me. And what about you, Larissa?
I think I prefer communicate with other people in presential, I know, and not in period of pandemic. I like it in communicate remote, but I feeling in this period my introvert aumentou. So today I prefer communicating with presential other people because I like talk too. I like speak too.
Okay, so choose someone.
Oh, and what about you, Wallace?
I think that's a tough question. I don't know if I get this right, but how I prefer communicate to someone. Well, I would prefer to real talking rather than just a fake talking. For example, once I was in a bus station and a beggar came by and started talking to me, but he had a subject to talk about, and we talked about like for 20 minutes until the bus arrived. And if I had every time subject to talk about, well, I wouldn't have any problem to talk. But I guess the problem is to have a subject to talk with the person, because communication problems I don't think I have. But what will we talk about if we don't have anything in common? If there's nothing similar between us, so we have to fake like, oh, what's the weather? It's gonna rain, isn't it? Like, this kind of conversation I don't like.
So choose someone.
Natalie.
I was confused about this question, but when Wallace opened my mind, and I totally agree with him. It's hard for me to remains the same subject for long conversations if I don't have a subject. So, but I prefer to communicate. What is the question, mesmo? How do you prefer to communicate with others in person?
Okay, and what about you, Isabel?
I can check the voice sound, the gestures, body corporation is very important. So in person, we have more things to check.
Yeah. What about you, Isabella?
I agree with Natalie. I prefer in person too, because you can see the eyes of the person and the voice and everything.
Just a compliment to Natalie. I totally agree with her and Isabella, because I guess the body language tells much more than just the words you're saying, and that complements a lot the conversation.
Yes.
And it makes much easier the conversation to understand what the people are saying.
And also when you are talking to someone online, maybe you can think the person is being annoying or something, but it's just because you can't see and the body language and the sound of the voice.
Definitely. The word is talking by text.
Yeah.
Yeah, so which type of person do get involved with most? Introverts or extroverts? Think about your friendship network. As Wallace said, I think extrovert makes more friendship, but in a short time, and it's not a long-term relationship. But I have friends that I met like 10 years ago and we are still friends. So what do you think, Wallace?
Oh, I totally agree with you. My friendship network, there are a lot of different kinds of people, introverts, extroverts, and everything between them. There are some people that talk a lot, that they don't let anyone talk. And there are also those that don't talk a word, don't say a word. And I'm an extrovert person, but I know how to manage that. But at least I think I know. And I think, let me see, the types of friends that I have, they are also close to me. They're similar in terms of behavior, in terms of personality, and we just get along. And I don't have a lot of friends, but those I have, we definitely are the most best friends. Like I don't have just one. All friends I have, we are all best friends to each other.
What about you, Natalie?
Both of them. We can learn with introverts and extroverts. If the person is a really good person and respectful, I never mind. I really don't care about if he's introvert or extrovert. I have friends in both personality.
And you, Larissa?
In my friendship network, the most my friends are introverts. And my husband's too. But some friends are more talkative. Não, como é que é aquela... Esqueci. Não vou lembrar. More... Falam mais do que eu. Não tem uma regrinha que eu esqueci agora. But the most are introverts.
Okay. And what about you, Isabella?
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question.
Which type of person do you get involved with most? Introvert or extrovert? Think about your friendship network.
Extrovert person, because as I'm introvert and shy, I usually don't speak a lot. I don't talk too much. So all of my friends, they are extrovert people.
Okay, so do you think is it necessary to split up people into introverts or extroverts? Is possible someone to have both skills, behavior? What do you think, Wallace?
Oh, definitely, I don't think that's necessary to split up people, introverts and extroverts, because there are 50 shades of being introvert and extrovert. And sure, there is no one that is totally extrovert, and also there's no one that is totally introvert. I mean, like using the definition term, like being extrovert, you talk a lot. Being introvert, you don't talk at all. But the skills and behavior, they are possible to have in both cases. And well, definitely we don't have to. And also we shouldn't divide people in just being introvert and extrovert.
Yeah. So, Mariana, how was the conversation? Are you introvert or extrovert?
The conversation, it was amazing. We loved this topic. It was fantastic. And I'm, no doubt, I'm an introvert, you know, but we learn to deal with ourselves in this way, you know.
And what about you, Joanna? How was the conversation?
I really like it, and this topic is very important for us to reflect about myself.
And how do you prefer to communicate with others?
face-to-face. I agree with Mariana. Face-to-face through the speech, the speaking, I really prefer. And I really need to see the people.
Yeah, and what about you, Bruna?
Yeah, it was great. I was saying that I'm an extroverted person. It's kind of easy for me to communicate. I talk to everyone, and yeah, it was interesting because we were talking about the challenges of being an introverted person and how society sees extroverted people as more communicative and people who are extroverted usually have more opportunities than introverted people because they can show, not always, but like they can, I don't know, people see them as like, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know, it's hard because if you are introverted, I think you don't have as much opportunities to show your ideas or your thoughts. And Eduardo shared about his experience. He said he used it to be an introverted person, but now he's extroverted because he had many difficulties when he was younger, so he learned a lot from it and he took courses and everything.
So, Eduardo, what is the miracle to be extrovert?
Split the beans.
Yeah. Practice, just practice. I think some courses can give a lot of tools, power tools, to be extroverted and speak more. But I think the most important is to practice. For example, when you are in a family meeting, so you are in a security place, no, and so you have the opportunity to speak, to start speaking there, no, for your family. And so I am 39 years old, and of course I lived a lot of things. And so I used my example because I had a lot of difficulties in my life because when I was young, so I lost a lot of opportunities in my life, work opportunities, dates opportunities, and things like that. Because when you don't speak, you don't have an opportunity to sell yourself, to sell the idea, no. And for this, I think speak is very important. And so it's not that there isn't a miracle. It's just practice every day. So how much you practice, more easy it is.
Oh, thank you for sharing. I
Thank you.
hope you really like the conversation, and see you in the next meeting